comment I made about black fighters 9 times out of 10 being dominant over Mexican fighters, of course, all the Mexicans got offended, and they didn't listen to what I said. And I preface it by saying, look, hats off to the Latino legends, Trinidad, Vargas, Duran, De La Hoya. I could go on and on and on. Chavez. No doubt the Latino community has its place in boxing, but 9 times out of 10, when you put the great Mexican fighter up against the great black fighter, the black fighter usually wins 9 times out of 10. Black people, we have an extra gear when it comes to anything that we do. Singing, dancing, comedy, certainly athletics. Niggas got that whip wop, and a lot of people don't have that. So when we box, niggas got that extra shit that we do, from a speed standpoint, from a showboat standpoint, that we can...
What's good, my people? Welcome to another episode of Boxeo Ay Garete, or Boxing Ay Garete, the only channel that's not on a payroll and can basically say what the fuck it wants. So let's get it. So as you guys just saw a video by a very popular comedian, Aries Spears, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. And he made some comments about boxing and about Mexican boxers and black boxers. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You know, when I first saw the video, and I heard his statement, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got in my feelings. I kind of did get in my feelings at first. I was like, man, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? But then, you know, like I always do, I calmed myself down. I took a step back, and I started reflecting on what he said, you know, and I started, you know, trying to think of a rebuttal or try to think of a strong argument that I could go against him. I couldn't think of one. You know, and I had that moment of realization that shit, he's 100% right. He is 100% right. You know, 9 out of 10 times that a Mexican boxer goes against a black boxer, you know, most likely the black boxer is probably going to come out on top. Now, I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure if he was talking specifically about Mexican fighters or if he was talking Latino in general. Because, you know, he went back and forth. You know, he said Mexicans, he said Latinos, and then he mentioned Trinidad, he mentioned Roberto Duran. So I'm not 100% sure if he meant that for all Latinos or if he just was referring to Mexicans. You know, because I also do understand to a lot of these people, we're all Mexicans. You know, it goes back to a time where when I was walking around and a person approached me and asked me where I was from. And I told them that I was from Puerto Rico, and they said, "Oh, really? What part of Mexico is that in?" You know, I laugh about it now. At that moment, I kind of got pissed off, but I laugh about the shit now because it's hilarious to me. So I'm not 100% sure because, yet again, like I said, for a lot of these Americans, you know, all Latinos are Mexican. So I understand. I understand where the confusion might come from. But, you know, even if he goes on if he's just talking about Mexicans or if he was talking to Latinos in general, I can't really agree with him on all Latinos, especially when it comes to like Cubans, for instance, because we all know that at least in amateur boxing, Cubans have always dominated. And I would think if Cuban boxers would have been given the opportunity to go pro like all these other boxers have over the years, I think they would today probably have more champions, and they probably would be a very respected, even though they still are, but I would say even more respected in the pro ranks than what they are today, which they're more respected in the amateur side of boxing. So I can't agree with him in the whole Latino base because, like I said, yet again, there's Cubans who dominated amateur boxing, you know, and other Latinos I know could, you know, will give hell to black fighters. So in that aspect, I'm not 100% sure, like I said, if he meant all Latinos or if he was just talking about Mexicans. But if he was just talking about Mexicans, I would have to agree with him 100%. 9 out of 10 times, most likely the black fighter will win. In the whole Latino aspect, I can't really agree with him 100% of it. I would say I still see how black fighters do have physical advantages, speed wise and attributes. But I like I said, I won't say it would probably be 9 out of 10. I'll probably say it'll probably be, I don't know, maybe 60-40, something like that, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But I will say, I would love to hear your comments on it. I would love to know what you guys think. Where do you rate, where do you put that, put his assessment? And let me know in the comments. Let me know, hit the like button, subscribe, and you know what? Always, sigan al garete. Peace.
Te tiene con las nalgas haciendo gárgaras, porque se trata de que es un video